What's going on, everybody? Welcome back to the channel and another episode of the Seahawks franchise. Season 2 continues. As last episode, we had obviously our best game of the series so far. We open up the year with a 45-7 victory over the Philadelphia Eagles. This was a game that I was entering kind of concerned about. The Eagles on both sides are a good team, but we saw just absolute dominance. Our run game was great. We could have thrown for more yards if we weren't up 31-7 at halftime, but it was our defense that set the tone early. First play of the game, Jalen Hurts picked off. We had 4 more takeaways after that throughout this game, including a pick 6, fumble recoveries. There is nothing that this defense didn't do in week 1. And now we're getting ready to take on the Dallas Cowboys, and this could actually be the tough test that I've been a little worried about. The man responsible for several of those 5 takeaways was Greedy Williams with 3 interceptions to start the year. That's more than half the interceptions we had last year. We only had 5 as a team last season, which is really not good, but we're pacing very well to obviously have double-digit interceptions. And now we're taking on the Dallas Cowboys, who are led by Dak Prescott, who put up 513 yards in week 1. He was the league's leading passer. David Mills put up 390. Kyler Murray put up 371 and 2 scores, so maybe we will watch the game against Arizona. Hopkins put up 208 and 2 scores. Jalen Tolbert put up 158 and 2. Brandon Cooks in the slot. Of course, Ed Oliver with 3.5 sacks to open up the year. Greedy Williams with 3 interceptions. So we have stat leaders in multiple areas right now, which is kind of fun. So last week we had the Eagles. The Cowboys roster is definitely a step above that roster. Their offensive line is good. Their defensive front is good, of course. But the key difference, or one of the key differences this game, will be the play of Dak Prescott versus Jalen Hurts that we saw in week 1. Prescott is a higher overall. He has got an X-Factor ability. The key difference here is the talent. We talked about that before the game against Philly, and what ended up happening was exactly what I thought was going to happen. Jalen Hurts got pressured. He made a lot of bad decisions. Dak Prescott does not have paranoid sense of pressure. He actually has ideal sense of pressure and ideal force pass, which is the same set of traits that Zach Pryor has, which means that we should be seeing a much more composed QB in the pocket, which should lead to less interceptions, which should lead to a more competitive game, ideally. Before we get into this game against Dallas, I do want to go over the way I set my scouting board up this year, because if you remember, the strengths for this class were not necessarily positions that we have a lot of interest in. Quarterback, we're fine. Corner, we're fine. Receiver, we are fine. What I ended up doing, and you can kind of already tell the direction I went because our national scout is covering 2 of the weakest position groups in this class, is I am going almost entirely trenches this year. So for our national scout, Tony Baselli, we're going interior offensive linemen and offensive tackles. We're getting a 25% efficiency boost for those positions. For the West region, it's offensive tackles and outside linebackers with Brian Axford. In the Central region, it's defensive tackles and defensive ends. In the Northeast, it's offensive tackles and defensive tackles. And then the Southeast, offensive tackle and defensive end. I don't even know where to start, if I'm being honest with you. So my big goal with scouting this year is to avoid some of the mistakes I made last year, and one of those was at the interior offensive line position. In hindsight, I probably would have taken Gentry over Sean Marks. Obviously, at the time, we knew that Gentry wasn't a very good run blocker, which is what scared me from taking him. But I feel like if I had a better picture, like if I had a higher percentage, maybe like 90-95% like I had for the safeties this past year, I probably would have gone a different direction. And so that's my goal for this year, is to know as much as I can and get those very high percentages for the entire offensive line, defensive linemen, edge rushers, pretty much everything, and then let the skill positions kind of just sort themselves out. Because last year we did a national scout focus on safeties, and it wasn't worth it. Safety was a strength of last year's class, and a lot of the safeties last year ended up being just like Casey Triplett, where they're just not very athletic, and that's not the kind of safety I'm looking for. A lot of guys had marginal to decent to solid speed, acceleration, agility, and I'm avoiding that this year. So safety, corner, receiver, whatever we're looking at that's a skill position that's not in the trenches this year, I'll let you get the 50% on your own, and then I'll use my focus scouting later this year and narrow stuff down. So before we set our game plan for the week, let's talk about game planning against Dak Prescott with the media. And the big thing for us, as easy as it would be to say, hey, let's negate the scrambling, we're going to see a lot more passing, and I want to challenge our defense to play well again. We kept Jalen Hurts and the Eagles under, 150 yards. I think it was like 120 yards passing for them. And this game, we got to beat the Cowboys and keep them under 250 passing, which I think is totally doable. And we're also getting a +3 man zone coverage bump, which is going to help even more. So yeah, good luck, Dallas. This Dallas offense put up 513 yards through the air last week. Their best QBR or passer rating was short, but we're taking away the medium game again. And then for us, we're without DK Metcalf for the next 4 games. Our receiving core is still pretty talented, and Dallas's secondary apparently is their worst in the deep part of the field. That being said, we're also going to focus on the medium pass game on offense. And for this week's game plan, we're pretty much going with the same stuff that we used against the Eagles. Turnover battle, 350 yards total, keep them under 24 points, and also get 2 passing scores. I'm hoping for a much better game. Or not much better game, but a lot more just involvement for Zach Pryor, because the way that we just blew out the Eagles in week 1, we didn't really have a reason to throw the ball late in the game. If this game's a little bit closer, then Pryor should at least be throwing for 200 yards. But Pryor gets Focus XP this week, so we should get his first upgrade out the way. And we are injury-free on offense this week, thankfully. And then for our defense, fatigue stacking up for a lot of players, +11 for a few guys there. And we are also injury-free on this side. We've actually got quite a few rookies getting upgrades before we take on Dallas. Taylor's getting one, Guerrero's getting one as well, Pryor getting one, and no other rookies besides those 3. We're going to start with Charles Cross, who's going to have really the toughest matchup today. He's going against Micah Parsons, I think. They might move Parsons around, so it could be a tough matchup for Cross and Wiener. But Cross is a pass blocking tackle that seems to give up the most pressure. And that has a lot to do with his strength rating. And I think we're actually getting pretty close to unlocking that +4 boost for the offensive lineman, which is going to help a lot. But we're going to go pass protector. He gets a little awareness. And then +1 for power and finesse for pass blocking. Metcalf's out for the next 4 games, so this is a great time to see Rashard Taylor in a starting role. He'll be the number 2, Lockett will be the 1, and Chark will be the 3. And thank goodness we signed Chark. This is an easy upgrade. We got to go playmaker. The route running needs the most work, and that's a lot of upgrades. And so get +1 for medium, +2 short, +2 for juking, catching traffic, break tackles, spec catch. Playmaker is insane. Jonathan Guerrero filled up the stat sheet week 1. Only 3 tackles, but also had a TFL, a sack, interception. Pretty sure he had a fumble recovery. Yeah, Jonathan Guerrero did a lot of stuff week 1, had a very productive preseason. And for him, we're just going to stick with pass coverage. We can't get field general upgrades with this. Wait a second. He's superstar. Jonathan Guerrero is a superstar. Really important first upgrade for Zach Pryor. Where do we go? I think that we have to focus on the accuracies, but at the same time, I don't want to get rid of his scrambler archetype, because that does tend to have some issues or cause issues with simulation and how these players play on the field. So we'll play it safe, and we'll go field general. That should keep him a scrambler, and we'll get awareness and then +1 for medium and short accuracy. Okay, actually, we're still going to be a few points away from getting this upgrade for the offensive lineman, so we got to unlock the awareness boost for the O-line, which gives us +1. We'll do the +3 upgrade as well, and then we just need 9 stat points, or 11 stat points, to get that +4 boost, and that should happen if we play well enough this game, and obviously that's the goal. Prime time, Thursday night, and the Cowboys are ready to defend their home turf. They saw what happened to their division opponent, their division rival. They do not want that happening tonight. But I'm feeling very optimistic. And when are they going to add the Axiom helmets? I feel like I asked that already, but come on, Madden. And week 2 is set to get underway here. Offense on the field first. Rashard Taylor, no return. And we'll see how much damage this receiving core can do against this Dallas defense. I've got hopes that it's business as usual. It should be. Pryor put up good numbers. Didn't throw the ball much in the fourth quarter. Probably would have thrown for at least 250 plus if we were actually throwing the entire game, which we might do this week. Tony Pollard back in the lineup this week as we come out in a split back look. First down, and it's a quick swing pass. Tyler Lockett out the backfield. I forgot that play got added this year. I just added that play to the playbook. I'm trying to find a way to get Taylor in the backfield like that because his speed is a lot more useful. That could have been a huge play. So a 27-yard start for Zach Pryor this week, so you like that. First down and throwing here. That is caught in. That is Rashard Taylor. And there's a gain of 20. Nice little touch pass there by Zach Pryor as we'll go play action on first down. And this one thrown outside and complete to Tyler Lockett again. Trayvon Diggs playing at the top of the screen. Trying to avoid him as much as possible this week. He's got some really annoying abilities as we come out 2 tight ends. And we'll throw again. This one caught Levi. It's another very good opening drive here by the Seahawks offense as we'll throw again. Pryor steps up, throws over the middle, intercepted. And I think that was Hooker. Pryor trying to find someone, and he throws his first pick of the year. Pressure got there. That one, I don't even know who that was intended for. I think it was Lockett, but no clue. And Dallas takes over from the 7. Already losing the turnover battle, but a chance to hopefully maintain good field position. As the Cowboys start on the ground, it's Zeke and tries to cut it back. Guerrero makes the tackle after a gain of 6. Can't allow too many yards after contact because Zeke will cause really big issues for us. Throwing on second down, pressure off the edge, and Prescott barely got that off. Got to bring a 5th defender, sometimes a 6th defender. Allen off the edge, Prescott pressured, ball tipped, and good stand by the defense. Offense makes the mistake, defense bails him out, and Taylor has a chance to return this one. And we'll start from the 37. Let's try to avoid a pick this time. So 4 receivers on the field, and it's Pryor, quick throw, and Chark with the catch. And a gain of 5 for him. So I think I need to make another adjustment at receiver. Handoff. This is Walker. And his first run gets 4. We will see more of a mix between him and Pollard, obviously, with Pollard being healthy, but Walker still gets the primary carries for now, especially after last week. Quick throw here, and it's Taylor with his second catch. Taylor last week had 5 receptions, around 50 yards, already 26 this week. Here's a throw underneath, and we lost a yard. 2nd and 11, Pryor throwing. This one quick, Taylor underneath, and getting some yards after catch. That one good for 10. Pryor throwing the ball a bit too hurried up here as we run. Walker is not going to convert. I like this decision, but will we call the right play here? 4th and 1, Pryor throwing for it. He's got time. He's going deep. This one, caught by Taylor. What a throw, touchdown. 4th and 1, we go home run shot. It's Rashard Taylor's first touchdown of the year. What a gutsy play call. Could have tried to run for it instead. Big time throw down the field, Rashard Taylor. We gotta bookmark this play. What happened? Oh, you're joking. We went jet, chip, wasp. And if I have this correct, that was Rashard Taylor running the Tyreek Hill route. Yeah, we lined up trips right. And the timing on this was perfect, although it was mainly because Parsons applied pressure. But Rashard Taylor broke open. Pryor put it right where it needed to be. What a drive. What a touchdown for Rashard Taylor. That's our Tyreek Hill. Let's go. My mind is still blown that we scored on Jet Chip Wasp. I was hoping to see that play at some point. I didn't think we were going to see it that early. And oh my goodness, can we please tackle on first contact? So many broken tackles to start the year. And that's Taylor that's got to make a play. We are definitely at least drafting a defensive end this year. At least if I can find one that I think is worth drafting. Because Nwosu and Taylor, well, we might bring one back. I don't know if we're bringing both back. Got to bring these guys down to first contact. And another sweep. Guerrero can't make the tackle this time, but we do get Zeke in the backfield. So backed up 1 yard, 2nd and 11. Quick throw here, and Williams can't make the play. Gallup might go the distance. Beckford trying to catch him from behind, and what a play. We cannot allow a play like that. It's the tackling. It's the tackling. Come on. No safety help deep. That's a huge play for Dallas. Big touchdown for Rashard Taylor. Big touchdown for Michael Gallup. And we're back on the field with another tied ball game. Quick throw here. DJ Chark breaks a tackle. He might go the distance. He's not. He gets to midfield. Oh, we're in for a fun game today. This pass game looking all right without DK Metcalf. Not going to lie to you. Kenneth Walker, 3rd run, 4 yards. Got to get him to the 2nd level. Someone's got to put a block on a linebacker. 2nd down, running again. Walker bouncing outside. Could have stayed a little wider than that, but 3rd down, 3 yards to go. I don't want to stall here. And I don't want another 4th and short. We're going to go play action. Pryor trying to throw off balance, and that luckily wasn't picked off. Who was that even intended for? Really big shift here by Dallas. And a lob that is tipped up, and Taylor, you gotta reach and just snag that off the sky. That was a gimme. Literally should have just been picked off. Pressure. What a throw. What a route. What a play. You can't defend that. That was perfect. Last play of the first quarter, and Cody Barton almost with an interception. Prescott's 2 for 6. So we're doing an okay job. Mike Hughes, what was that? We just can't tackle. Fumble! Oh my goodness, we have it! No way, Williams scoring! That fumble's gonna stand. That fumble is going to stand. I have no idea what just happened here. Mike Hughes, horrible job trying to tackle. Allen couldn't wrap up Zeke in the backfield. And then here comes Hughes again. I don't know who forced the ball loose. Was that Hughes? It is a fumble. It's a fumble 100%. But I can't tell. Maybe Oliver stripped it free. I don't know if that was a strip animation. Maybe it was Guerrero. All I know is Greedy Williams scooped it and he was gone. And our defense is at it again. We're having fun. That fumble will stand. Unreal start. What a first quarter. And it ends Seattle up 14-7. Second quarter begins. Both teams doing a lot through the air, but not much on the ground until Zeke busted off that run, and that's a gain of 8. Toss play here. Zeke in space. And Quandre Diggs comes down to make the tackle, but we're not... I feel like we're playing slow. I don't know why, but I feel like we're just playing slow up front today. With the front line's not doing what it needs to. Pressure being brought here, and that's not acceptable. Is strip ball unaggressive and I just can't turn it off? We're missing so many tackles. There are so many zone blitz plays I left in the playbook because I was like, hey, that might be an interesting play to run. And it just ends up being a really big headache half the time. Good tackle by Taylor. No broken tackle that time. Second down, Prescott throwing. And Williams makes the play. Got to get Dallas off the field here. 3rd and 4 from the 26. They're going screen. And that is a first. Prescott has 120 yards passing on 5 throws. And we're just not getting there quick enough. +3 man in zone coverage for what this week? We're not playing like it. First down. Prescott outside. Gallup with another catch, and that's a good tackle by Diggs as Gaines is hurt. So Gaines to the locker room. Al Woods checks in. So we were already playing pretty poorly up front, and now we're actually seeing some penetration against the run. Jordan Phillips checks in, 3rd and 5. Prescott pressured and intercepted right into the hands of Mike Hughes, and we're going to have our second takeaway on defense. Let's go. Why are we seeing better pass rush with Jordan Phillips than we saw with Gaines and Oliver? I have no idea. Right into the hands of Mike Hughes. And that's where Beckford should be playing, but I moved him outside this game. We got to get Beckford to start dev somehow. This team is something special. It's just fun to watch. First down. Pryor pressured and a throw here again. Rashard Taylor's been busy. We got to find a way to get this run game going. That's a really big problem right now as Pollard gets his first run, I think. And he'll get 4 yards. Empty look on 3rd and inches. We got to convert here. Pryor going underneath. And Taylor got the first. I thought he lost it, but he got it. Pryor throwing again. Outside, and that was nearly a pick for Diggs. Got to be careful throwing his way. 3rd and 2, 2 tight ends on the field. And a give to Walker up the middle, Sean Marks. I got to make this switch. Marks he's not getting it done. We should be up by more. And I don't know how much Super Sim we're going to watch this game because it's going back and forth, and I don't want to give Dallas a strong drive when they've been struggling to get the ball down the field. So we'll kind of just let this play out. Empty look on first down for Prescott. We bring a linebacker again. That one thrown in. Beckford right there. Or maybe was that Taylor? I think. 2nd and 2, handoff, and what a run by Zeke. Unreal. We're blitzing a linebacker almost every play just to get pressure, and no one's able to get home. Now we're bringing both. Prescott throwing off balance. This one to the corner and out of bounds for Gallup. Greg Gaines is back on the field, and Allen trying to get pressure. Prescott throws across body, and Schultz comes down with it. 1 minute left in the first half. Prescott throwing again. What is up with our tackling? No one can tackle. 1st and goal, 4 yards out. We still have 3 timeouts to work with. If Dallas scores quickly, and they will, we'll have a chance to do something. But man, that is not a good drive. "49 seconds, 3 timeouts. We have the ball at the 22-yard line. We've shown big playability. We just have to make the right throws, and Pryor's been making them. It's just, when we get in those short yardage situations, I would just prefer throwing the football. But Cliff Barton now starting at center, and we'll see if we can get a little better protection both in the pass and run game, as Rashard Taylor has been really busy. Was that his 7th catch already? 7 for 99 for Rashard Taylor. They can't cover him. First down, Pryor. Throwing this one out of bounds. He had Levi wide open going up the sideline. Tyler Lockett, the receiver, in motion. Him and Chark, bottom of the screen. Protection's been great. That's a throw downfield. And holy catch! It's Chark at the 31. How did Pryor complete that pass? What a play. Chark with 67 yards receiving. 31-yard line, 31 seconds. Underneath, it's Taylor again. Just hold on to the football. Hurry back to the line. Call our final timeout. Iowa just kicked 3. And kicking 3 is exactly what we're going to do. It's the smart thing to do. And the kick by Hart is up, and it is good. 17-14 lead. That should do it for the first half. And Dallas will end the first half by taking a knee. Unless they want to take a knee and then call a timeout for no reason. No, they'll let the clock run. So 17-14 at halftime. It's been fun. We've had a chance to be up by a few more scores than what we are now, but I can't complain. We are playing very well on offense. As much as I want to get into Super Sim, I don't want Super Sim ruining the pace of this game. Dallas takes over to start the third quarter, and a give to Zeke, and that's a run that we got to close on a lot quicker. Empty look for the Cowboys on first down, and Prescott with a clean pocket again. Pressure just not getting there quick enough. That's a loose football, scooped up by Quandre Diggs. Kobe Bryant forced it free, and the defense putting points on the board again. This defense knows how to get points. Where was this last year? Kobe Bryant. Big hit on Schultz. That was perfect. That was nice. It's another multiple takeaway game by this defense. As Prescott goes back to the air. Can we get pressure? We can. Prescott intercepted again. And it's Mike Hughes. Oh my goodness, we are taking the ball away at such a fantastic pace this year. And that time it was Allen applying pressure. He hasn't had a very busy sack start to this year, but the pressure we've seen through the first 2 games has been really big. And Rashard Taylor over 100 yards and a touchdown. We got to get another touchdown passing before this gets too out of hand. That is 4 takeaways by this defense. We had 5 in week 1, and we're going to top that again. Quick throw. Lockett comes down with the football as Zach Pryor is 16 for 20. Over 200 yards passing today. Pressure does not faze him. Perfect ball placement. If we score here, we might do a little Super Sim. But man, oh man, this has been a fun one. Kenneth Walker, not going to get to 100 yards rushing today, but it's been effective enough. Second down, we go play action. Quick throw here. Really dangerous, but Lockett comes down with it. Dangerous, but effective. Got to get Pryor his second touchdown here. You have to. Eskridge, the man in motion. Pryor going to the end zone, and touchdown for DJ Chark, and some gritty action in the end zone. His first touchdown as a Seahawk. And we are getting comfortable, and that's what you don't want. You don't want this offense getting comfy. We got a grittier. Forgot about that. 31-14. Dallas was in this in just in a matter of minutes, like the fourth quarter or the second half just started. They're already down 17 points. 3rd and 14. Thank goodness we didn't allow that. And not the best punt by Anger. Chark gets 13 yards. Let's try to find the end zone again. Taylor for 17. Pass thrown away. Incomplete again. 3rd and 10 and a 2-yard run by Pryor. So we'll settle for 3 points, and that is good by Hart. We'll send him one more drive here. 34-14 lead. We'll see if Dallas can get across midfield, as on 2nd down, they'll hit Schultz for 9. 3rd and 1. Ferguson converts. Ball at the 49-yard line. 2nd down. Lamb gets 22. One of their bigger plays today. And then a sack for Josh Allen. How about that? 3rd and 13. They will not convert. And they'll kick 3 in. Malone puts them on the board. 17-point game. I think my decision to have Barton start at center is going to be permanent. 1st down for Pryor. And a throw outside. It is Taylor up the sideline. He's been busy since the game began. He's got to be at like 150. 323 yards passing today. And it's Pryor back to the air. This one outside and just out of reach for Taylor. 46-yard line as we go play action. Pryor tried to run. And he's sacked by DeMarcus Lawrence. Ball in midfield, 3rd and 15. We're up 17 points. Don't do anything crazy here. And that is back-to-back sacks. That is not what we wanted. So the final quarter getting underway, up by 17 points. And Prescott stepping up, throwing on the move. Complete. Gallup making defenders miss. I don't know what to do to clean up tackling. We are in strip ball aggressive. That's not the excuse, because we've been playing like this the entire game. Unless strip ball's been on aggressive the entire game, which I don't think it has been. Pressure brought this time. And that's Lamb with the catch. Dallas should be throwing the rest of this game, which is a really good test for Beckford on the outside, as they're going to throw this one to Schultz, and Taylor comes down to make a nice tackle. Prescott. Pressure almost got there again. We're so close. Oliver just a step away. Yes, Prescott's good. Yes, the receivers are good, but I feel like we got +3 man end zone coverage, and we're playing like we don't have any boost this week. Mike Hughes getting beat across the middle of the field like that? I mean, give me a break. Like I said, this game is very far from over. 7 yards out from the end zone. And hand off to Zeke, and he's literally walking right in. As Tyler Smith, I think that's their left guard, gets hurt. Dallas trying to make it a 10-point game. That kick is up, and it's good. They really needed that drive. Got to protect Zach Pryor better. Can't allow any more points on defense, because 24 was the goal for this week, but the offense absolutely over that hump. What a start. Handoff here. Tony Pollard. Nice run. Throwing on 2nd down, and it's a catch for Tyler Lockett. 29 throws, 11 runs. Seems a bit low. But now we're going to stack on the rushing attack here. Kenneth Walker's best run today. Now it's time to pad the stats. One thing I'm noticing with Barton at center, I just feel like he's lost. Nice run here. Good direction by Pollard. Got the 1st down. I like this duo. We're going to continue to split carries. Just makes more sense. Play action on first down. Pryor outside. Intercepted. Came out too late. And the corner safety or whoever down the sideline. Pryor trying to chase him inside the 5 and down at the 1. Oh boy. Joseph nearly a pick 6. I don't know why we're throwing. And that ball just came out way too late. We had a perfect opportunity to just run the clock down. And Dallas is going to score just like that. (30, 34). They're going to take the extra point, make it a 3-point game. We have to kill clock and get this ball down the field. There was way too much time left in this game for that mistake. 4:31 left. Offense running. And there's a gain of 3. We should have been in chew clock mode. We should have been running the ball. But now we're trying to just continue to get these first downs. Quick throw here and Lockett close to a first. It's 3rd and inches. Just run the football. Handoff here. Walker got the first. Now we're in shoot clock mode inside 3 minutes. And this time it's an option. Pryor to the outside. Don't fumble. He's going to keep the football. And there isn't, is that holding? No, it is. Let's go. Tack on 15. Thank you, Trayvon Diggs. Although I don't really agree with that call, but it's going to be ball at the 27. Taylor in motion. This will be a throw. Quick. Oh, my goodness. Why? 2:39 left. Underneath. This has been pretty effective. Just Lockett leaking out late. And that's going to take us to the 2-minute warning. Empty look, 3rd and 5. Pryor throwing this one in zone. Lockett can't hold on. Dangerous throw again. But this will make it a 6-point game with just under 2 minutes left. Dallas can win, but they've got to get a touchdown plus the extra point. And we've got to play better defense. 6-point game, minute 48 left. Dallas starts from their 23-yard line. We can't allow any big plays here. And we're already coming out in a look I don't like. It's zone. Got to get to Prescott here. Quick throw. How was that caught? Dallas is already near midfield. Minute 25 to go. They have not burned a timeout yet. This one over the middle. Barton. We need someone to make a play. Empty look on first down. Prescott with time. Looking underneath. It's Schultz again. And Dallas does not appear to be interested in using timeouts here. And Wosu off the edge. Deep shot to the end zone. Lamb comes down with it. Touchdown, Dallas. Are you kidding me? 41 seconds left in the game. Mike Hughes on the outside just gets beat one-on-one. Oh my goodness, what a play. What an ending to this game. Dallas to make it a 1-point game. We've got a chance to get 3. We gave up 78 yards in a minute. Mike Hughes can't play outside anymore. 41 seconds left. We just need some big plays. We've got all 3 timeouts to use. And Rashard Taylor setting us up at the 28-yard line. Come on, guys. 37 seconds. Matt Hart has 95 power. We're kicking into the wind. And Pryor throwing downfield, and what a start to the drive. It's Tyler Lockett. Pryor just let it rip there. Oh my goodness, the kid's good. Quick throw here, out of reach. Still need about, I would say, 10 yards to be comfortable, maybe 5. As we'll go play action. Pryor throwing, it's Walker, and he holds on. And we call a timeout, clock down to 11 seconds. We've got a chance to win this game. Just play smart, run the ball, fake, hand off, and we're not gonna get there. And we call our final timeout with 6 seconds left. Matt Hart, the rookie, in his second game on the pro level, comes out for a field goal attempt, and Dallas is gonna ice him. This is a 53-yarder. We've got some wind blowing in this direction. Right down the hashes. This is actually perfectly lined up. Hart's kick up. Hart's kick. No good. Dallas holds on, and they're going to win the game. Oh my, there is no way Hart just missed. This was perfectly lined up for Hart, and the kick went left immediately. That wasn't even close. Unreal. We just let this game slip through our fingers. Unbelievable. Dallas wins 38-37. I don't have words. I don't have words. We had this game. We should have won this game. And we just let it slip through our fingers. We put up so many points in a matter of minutes to start the second half, and that lead just disappeared. Pryor threw a really bad interception, so it's on him, but it's also on this defense. I mean, we knew who we were playing this week. We knew. What a game. What a game. We fall back to 1-1. 4 takeaways on defense. 30% on third downs, not good enough. We were 1 for 4 in the red zone, not good enough. Prescott goes over 400 yards, 3 touchdowns, 2 interceptions. Pryor goes 27 of 38 for 2 touchdowns and 2 interceptions. Longest pass was 38 yards. On the ground, Zeke 15 for 62, 2 scores. Walker at 46, Pollard 27. Receiving, Rashard Taylor. Really big game. 153 yards, Lockett 121, Schultz 86, Gallup 131, Lamb 117, Chark had 95. This was a game of passing attacks. And CeeDee Lamb, big touchdown. I got to remember to put Beckford on the outside and leave him there. And I hate to say it, just not enough from our defense this week. Williams had 10 tackles, but we missed a lot. Taylor had 9. Diggs had 8. We had a few tackles for loss this game, but not nearly enough, not as much as we should have. And then sacks, just the 1. We had a split sack between Guerrero and Allen. Where's the pass rush we had in week 1? Nowhere to be seen. Interceptions, 2 by Hughes. We had, 2 fumble recoveries? Or 2 forced fumbles? Bryant forced 1, Hughes forced 1. All that to lose on a 53-yard miss by a rookie kicker. You know what the crazy thing is? Micah Parsons only had 2 tackles today. He didn't really do anything, but we did not get our game plan done. We still lost the game. So we definitely didn't keep him under 250. We didn't win. We're definitely going to get hit with some negative for the upcoming game. And I think it's, -5 coverage on both sides. So would have been nice to win. All defensive players having -5 play rec for the next game. So we fall back to 1-1. Dallas moves to 2-0. We're taking on the 2-0 Ravens. and this will be the first sim of the year. We've got a short week prep. Actually, it's a full week technically because we played Thursday night. Why didn't we have this short prep for the Dallas game? Very interesting, but mock draft 1 is out. We'll take a look at that really quickly. We can also take a quick look at the scouting board. We should get a little more progress with these players, and we got trade offers for Lockett and Pollard. Neither right now I'm going to execute on because we're already down Metcalf for the next 3 games. We'll take a quick look at the mock draft. This early in the year really doesn't mean anything, but Luke Boyce is now projected to go first to the Eagles, which doesn't make sense unless they're not keeping Dallas Goedert. Paul Short to Miami. Brian Bryant. We've got 2 first-round picks this year, so we've got pick 6 right now. Who do we trade with? Buccaneers, right? Yeah, so we have their pick. And then where else are we picking right now? Who else? Who's our other projected player? Safety Brandon Bryant. Safety is on my list, but it won't be Brandon Bryant. First round guy, C-man, C-zone out the gate. Scouting assignments have been done for our regional scout. So Brian Axford focusing on the tackles in the West region. Salvador Ortega focusing on defensive ends in the Central region. Anna Han focusing on tackles in the Northeast. And in the Southeast, it's Connie Seau with defensive ends. So we have 2 focusing on ends, 2 on tackles. Our national scout will be doing interior offensive linemen. Again, I want to know as much as I realistically can about all the trench players, and then we'll focus on skill players if I find players that I think are interesting. As much as I want to watch this game against the Ravens, we're going to sim this game and then likely kick off next episode against the Arizona Cardinals, but we're preparing for a short week, and I always forget what the goal is for these. But I am really, I guess, questioning why we didn't have a short week goal for the game against Dallas. Probably would have failed that objective too, but hopefully it's a win. We want to get at least, I mean, this would be our, no, we just lost. Never mind. We're still looking for our first win streak in this series. And we just want to beat the Ravens and commit 1 or fewer turnovers. Okay, so I didn't see these rankings until now, and I kind of want to watch this game, but I also realize that I can't watch every high-profile matchup we have this year. Baltimore's number 1 in points per game. We're number 2. They have the number 1 rushing attack. We're number 5. Our passing attack got a little bit better, but our defense also took some pretty big steps backwards as we gave up a lot more points than we did in week 1. Obviously, gave up more through the air. I do, however, want to just sim through this game really quickly, and I would say that defending the outside run, J.K. Dobbins, I don't know if that's going to impact our ability to stop the run, but we'll also, I guess we'll go blitz counter. Why not? Levi really disappeared against Dallas, and we probably could have used him at some point during that game, but over halfway through his needed unlocks to get to his dev trait, or unlock his dev trait, and 4 upgrades with the vertical upgrade, and it's not a bad one. +2 catching traffic and catching, +1 for deep and medium route running. So Chris Levi getting a little more down the field stretching ability. Damian Lewis now a backup, but with the way that Gabe Jackson's playing, maybe we trade Gabe Jackson at some point during this year and Lewis gets the start. We're going to have to go pass protector. That's really the biggest issue with him right now, and we're going to only get +1 for pass block finesse and 2 awareness. Going with the speed rusher upgrade for Daryl Taylor. And he'll get +3 finesse and 1 for power. Hey, what about that upgrade? Now at 82 finesse, 74 power, 90 strength with the +4 boost. The play rec being -5 is probably going to hurt us this week. And we're back in the win column with a 28-14 victory. So not as high scoring as you thought it would be. 374 yards from Zach Pryor this week. We did turn the ball over. So our weekly goal did not get accomplished, which is unfortunate, but we got the win. That's what matters. Zach Pryor throws 374, 2 touchdowns, wasn't intercepted, wasn't sacked, and he threw a smooth 77% with a 10.4 yard per attempt. Lamar Jackson threw 44%, sacked twice, threw 2 touchdowns, but only 135 yards passing. 49 for J.K. Dobbins, Jackson 41. Kenneth Walker under 2 a carry. He did score, but that's an ugly stat line. Pryor 4 for 13. Lockett had a run for 7 yards. Where is... Did he not run today? Oh, 5 for -3? Incredible. Chris Levi, 103 yards. Chark had 2 touchdowns, 98 yards. And Rashard Taylor had 96. Lockett at 56. What a game from this receiving corps. Tony Pollard, 2 for 12. Jordan Brooks with 6 tackles. Allen, 5 tackles, 1 for a loss, plus a sack. Beckford had 5 tackles. Williams had 4 tackles for loss. It was Oliver with 2 and Gaines with 2. Nice stat line from our DTs. And sacks overall, it's Allen and Darrell Taylor. So another goal that we couldn't necessarily get done, but it sounds like this was a success. 2,500 XP for the entire offense. So did we actually... Is that the reward for... I don't know what just happened. Executing the game plan on a short week. We got 10 morale for every offensive player. Oh, we're about to go on a win streak. So next episode, we're taking on the Cardinals in our first division game of the year. We have a QB1 check-in for week 4. We have a heavy rain forecast. It's another home game for us. I do want to go over the first look at this year's draft class. Obviously, we're focusing a lot on the trenches this year. So if you look at positions like left tackle, you're going to have a lot of players between the 35 to 45% completion for their scouting. And it's been really weird. Guards and centers would be at 30. It's the tackles primarily at 35 to 45%. And there's only really a handful of players right now that I have interest in. If we go back to the top left tackle, Cordell Ross, and this is going to be an issue for a lot of these tackles this year. You see a pass block. He looks pretty good. The problem is these guys are just not very strong. I mean, poor to marginal strength is not good. Peter Trapp is the number 3 left tackle, a 2nd to 3rd round projection. He's at marginal to decent, which is just barely better. So it's been really hard to find tackles, and I pretty much have gone through all these guys, and if you don't stick out at least a little bit, I'm not adding you to the favorites board right now. The only tackle I have interest in right now is Jordan Carroll. I don't know any key ratings, but I know that he's at least fast and strong. And what I'm looking for this year isn't necessarily a starting tackle. I can take a tackle and move that player to guard. I can take a guard, keep him at guard. I can take a center, move him to guard. I'm looking for the Gabe Jackson replacement. Overall, the favorites board right now is at 17 players, and I would say that we have a lot of options at defensive end. Brian Bryant, Jamal Webb, Derek Dawson. Brian Bryant looks pretty good. Outside linebacker out of Ohio State, has all the traits you want. 21 years old as well, 6'3", 256. Physically, he's good. Good speed coming off the edge. And then a finesse move with B awareness. Let's hope the other ratings pan out. Have another option at defensive end with Jamal Webb, 6'3", 265. He's 22 years old. Again, good traits with a finesse move and B tackling. He's good as well. He's not as fast. Strength, pretty good. Skill set, I like it. B awareness, C play rec, A finesse, B tackling. I think the player that's got my attention the most right now is going to be Derek Dawson out of Wake Forest. First round target again. Trait wise, good. 21 years old, 6'4", 252. He's got A finesse, C power move, and B tackling. Physically, the fastest of the bunch. Great speed coming off the edge. He's also the weakest, kind of. Like decent to solid strength, is slightly below average. So he's definitely a finesse rusher, so the power move's not going to be high. We knew that. The block shed probably won't be that high either. But if we're looking for a pure pass rusher with speed, I think Derek Dawson's the guy. We've got one of these guys on the board almost every single year, and Nick Burnham might be our new center next year, or he might be that replacement at guard if we can't get Carroll, but he's very good. Strong, fast, young, A awareness, B pass block, A pass block finesse. I can't really tell what he's going to be. He could be a pass blocker. We could be seeing another guy with high pass block and really bad run, but I hope that's not the case. And we might actually have an option at safety. A lot of very good players in the first round. And we have 2 first-round picks. Khalid Priester out of UCLA. Good traits, be hit power, be tackling. This is what I'm looking for. Good to great speed. A lot of guys last year were solid to good, decent to solid. A lot of guys this year are still in that decent to solid range. Priester is right now the fastest safety I've found. Strength is on the low end at marginal to decent, but I'm hoping that the cover skills pan out and that he's available for us probably in the second round, depending on how things go. He's probably a late first round. So that was a quick look at this year's draft board and already getting pretty excited. But up next, taking on the Arizona Cardinals in the rain, and this is the worst defense scoring-wise in the league. Arizona's number 2 passing, they're number 9 scoring. So we could see another high-scoring affair this week, but their defense giving up a lot of points. Our defense kind of bounced back after giving up a lot of points to Dallas. And we'll see what's in store for the Seahawks in the next episode. Thank you all for tuning in. Hope you enjoyed. Season 2 had a great week 1, had an eventful week 2, better week 3. And let's hope week 4, week 5, and probably week 6 in the next episode are just as fun to watch. See you guys then. Thanks for watching. Have a great day.